Welcome to the news here on IETV and to our viewers on IETVTT.com. I'm Micah Dume. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, United States President Donald Trump administration seeks expanded support for Trinidad and Tobago in fight against drug trafficking. A Belmont man, Leandro Miller, wounded in Port of Spain shooting. Chief Personnel Officer Daryl Dindial maintains government's 5% pay offer to police amid ongoing talks. In our top story, the administration of Donald Trump is looking to increase support for Trinidad and Tobago in its fight against drug traffickers and transnational criminal networks. Here's more.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar visited United States Southern Command in Doral on Monday at the invitation of the U.S. government. According to a release from Southcom, discussions focused on joint efforts to combat designated terrorist organizations in the Caribbean and strengthen the defense partnership between both parties. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar said the talks are centered on ramping up U.S. assistance to help Trinidad and Tobago address criminal activity, including the illegal flow of drugs and firearms into the country. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Public Utilities Minister Barry Podarath and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicholas Morris, during the visit. During the meeting, an invitation was also extended to Southcom Commander Francis L. Donovan to visit Trinidad and Tobago later this year. She said she identified several key areas where U.S. support could be strengthened, including cybersecurity, forensic capabilities, and ballistics analysis as the country works to combat organized crime. She also noted that the United States had previously assisted Trinidad and Tobago with the installation of a radar system at A.N.R. Robinson International Airport, revealing that the U.S. currently spends about $3 million per day to maintain the facility. The discussions took place as Trinidad and Tobago remains under a state of emergency declared on March 3rd to address rising gang-related violence. The Prime Minister described the meeting as a fruitful and productive, adding that both countries have committed to expanding cooperation, operational support, and technology sharing in the fight against narco-trafficking and organized crime in the region.
A 33-year-old man was shot and wounded during a shooting incident at the corner of Duke and Nelson Street in Port of Spain. The victim has been identified as Leandro Miller of Belmont. According to initial reports, Miller sustained gunshot wounds to his lower feet and legs during the incident. He was taken to the hospital where he received medical treatment and was later warded in stable condition. Further details surrounding the circumstances of the shooting were not immediately available. Police investigations are ongoing. The government has maintained its offer of a 5% salary increase to members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. In a media release issued on March 9th, the Personnel Department of Trinidad and Tobago confirmed that Chief Personnel Officer Daryl Dindial met with representatives of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Social and Welfare Association earlier in the day. Officials said discussions centered on ongoing negotiations for the 2020 to 2022 bargaining period. The association had previously been advised to submit a formal response to the proposed salary increase. While the association has not accepted the offer, it indicated that it will provide a written response to the Chief Personnel Officer in due course. Other matters discussed during the meeting included the job evaluation exercise, the group health plan, pension arrangements, and issues affecting the municipal police. The association also reaffirmed its commitment to continued engagement with the Personnel Department on matters impacting the welfare and conditions of service of police officers. We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
From the freshness of the ocean, Rainbow has sealed in all the natural, healthy goodness in their canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel. So go ahead, enjoy some crispy sardines, stewed mackerel, or a creamy tuna salad. Because while your tummy enjoys the great taste, your heart and immunity will love the healthy omega-3s, calcium, protein, and more. Rainbow's canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel are 100% real fish. So it's tasty, healthy eating for your body, heart, and mind. Rainbow canned fish.
Tile Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopia. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. The United States government is providing training and equipment to the Trinidad and Tobago Emergency Management Agency to strengthen the management of its disaster relief warehouses. The initiative, valued at about US $265,000, is being delivered through the United States Embassy in Port of Spain and United States Southern Command. The first phase began on March 9th with a 5-day training session at TEMA's Emergency Operations Center in Tobago, where 15 staff members are learning to use new inventory software to better track and manage disaster supplies. A second phase later this year will see the delivery and installation of additional warehouse equipment to further strengthen disaster preparedness efforts. The Northwest Regional Health Authority has welcomed more than 100 new nurses into the public healthcare system. Here's more.
The new cohort participated in the NWRHA Nurses Orientation Session held Monday at the Ministry of Health of Trinidad and Tobago Queen's Park East Office in Port of Spain. Addressing the group were Minister of Health Lakram Bodo and NWRHA Chief Executive Officer Anthony Blake, who encouraged the nurses to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, dedication and compassionate care as they begin their service in the public health sector. Also in attendance were Chief Operating Officer Kefem Lewis, Director of Health Dr. Keisha Gangaram, General Manager of Human Resources Dr. Carissa Marie Francois, and General Manager of Nursing Services Keturah Belgrove, along with other members of the executive management team and senior staff. The authority said it looks forward to the professionalism, compassion and commitment the new nurses will bring to patient care across the region.
Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Nicholas Morris is congratulating Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar for what he says is restoring Trinidad and Tobago's leadership on the international stage, noting that her engagements abroad are aimed at securing jobs, strengthening national security, and advancing prosperity for citizens.
Today we are here in Florida, where the Prime Minister is lead of our delegation at the Shield of America Summit. As led brilliantly yesterday, Prime Minister worked very diligently to speak with the U.S. President. She met with a number of leaders from the U.S. government, and as well as a number of heads of government from our Latin American and Caribbean countries, our brothers and sisters. And today I just want to congratulate the Prime Minister for delivering on what she promised during the campaign. During the campaign, the Prime Minister promised to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago is returned to a place of its rightful place as a leader on the international stage. And the Prime Minister in 10 months has done exactly that. We've seen 2 meetings with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, one in St. Kitts last week and one in Washington last year. And yesterday the Prime Minister was one of only 2 CARICOM leaders invited to the Shield of the Americas Summit. So the Prime Minister has returned Trinidad and Tobago as an international leader on the global stage. And what is important for that for the people of Mayaro and the people of Trinidad and Tobago is that the Prime Minister is using these opportunities on the international stage to fight for jobs, to fight for investment, and to fight for opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago. So today I'd like to congratulate the Prime Minister on behalf of the people of Mayaro. I am here together with Minister Sobers, the Foreign and CARICOM Minister, as well as Minister Padarat. And we are about to meet members of the diaspora, but today really is a day we must commend the Prime Minister for ensuring that Trinidad and Tobago has returned or is returned as a regional leader and a leader on the international stage.
Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says global energy giant Chevron has expressed interest in doing business with Trinidad and Tobago less than 24 hours after Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar met with U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Here's more.
Speaking during Pandava's Pagwa celebrations at Palmis Park, Minister Munilal said Chevron contacted the government requesting a meeting with its business development unit to explore cooperation in the energy sector. The minister said discussions could extend beyond exploration and production to include areas such as energy storage and other forms of collaboration. He added that he plans to reach out to the company to arrange talks, possibly as early as next week. Minister Munilal suggested the development was linked to Prime Minister Prasad Busessa's recent discussions with Wright on key energy matters. He said the timing was unlikely to be coincidental and signaled renewed international interest in Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector. The minister also noted that the government is exploring additional partnerships, including plans to allocate 2 energy blocks to China National Offshore Oil Corporation. He pointed out that major global companies such as ExxonMobil are already active in the region and described the renewed attention from investors as a positive sign for the country's energy future. He added that Trinidad and Tobago could also see short-term benefits from rising global energy prices following disruptions to oil production in the Middle East. According to the minister, Brent crude prices have climbed to around US 92 to 93 per barrel, while natural gas prices have also increased. He argued that the country could have benefited even more if the refinery at Guaracara was still operational, describing the potential gains as a true windfall. The energy minister also criticized the opposition following a walkout from Parliament during debate on an unemployment motion, saying the opposition lacked political credibility and public support.
You're watching IETV News. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. The city of Lauderhill has officially proclaimed March 8th, 2026 as the Honorable Kamla Prasad Busessa Day in honor of the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad Busessa. The proclamation was issued by Mayor Denise D. Grant along with the Vice Mayor Richard Campbell and City Commissioners Sarai Martin, Melissa P. Dunn, and John T. Hodgson. City officials said the recognition highlights Prime Minister Prasad Busessa's leadership and long-standing public service, as well as her influence within the Caribbean community and diaspora. The proclamation also acknowledged the growing Trinidadian and Tobagoan community in South Florida, noting its contributions to the region's cultural, social, and economic life. Officials further praised the Prime Minister for her commitment to democracy, education, and national development, and described her as an inspiration to women and girls across the Caribbean and internationally. City leaders said her visit to Lauderhill as part of her engagement with the Caribbean diaspora strengthens ties between South Florida and Trinidad and Tobago. The recognition also coincided with International Women's Day and Women's History Month, both observed in March to celebrate the achievements and contributions of women worldwide. Let's now take a look at some international news.
President Trump demanding Iran's unconditional surrender as the US and Israel intensify attacks. And in an alarming new development, sources telling ABC News the US believes Russia has been providing Iran with the locations of American troops in the region, including aircraft and ships. Just today, Iranian missile debris igniting this fire at a military base in Kuwait, where US troops are stationed. No injuries reported. The White House trying to downplay the impact of Russian interference.
It clearly is not making a difference with respect to the military operations in Iran, because we are completely decimating them.
But in another sign of potential escalation, tonight 3 US officials telling ABC News the Army abruptly cancelling a major training exercise for a unit of the 82nd Airborne Division that oversees deployments. That move fueling speculation the 82nd Airborne, the Pentagon's premier ground combat unit, may be getting ready to deploy to the Middle East if needed. But officials stress there are no orders to deploy right now. Iranian officials warning thousands of lives would be lost if the US sending ground troops. Tonight, with the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford, now moving into the Red Sea, the Pentagon saying the US has struck more than 3,000 targets in Iran. Israel releasing dramatic new video. 50 fighter jets striking the late Ayatollah Khamenei's underground bunker complex in Tehran. Israel saying senior Iranian officials were still using it, but no word on the fate of those inside. And Israel expanding strikes deeper into Lebanon, relentlessly bombing Beirut in an area known to be a stronghold of the Iranian proxy group Hezbollah.
Amid growing questions over whether the U.S. has enough missile interceptors to protect American interests and at least 6 other allies in the region from a barrage of Iranian attacks. Tonight, President Trump meeting with the nation's top defense contractors, urging them to boost production. The president has given no clear timetable for how long the war will last, but now says the end will require Iran's, quote, unconditional surrender. What does the president mean when he calls for unconditional surrender? Is he saying that the regime has to fully relinquish control?
What the president means is that when he, as commander-in-chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, determines that Iran no longer poses a threat to the United States of America and the goals of Operation Epic Fury has been fully realized, then Iran will essentially be in a place of unconditional surrender.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying it doesn't much matter whether Iran actually says it surrenders or not. Tonight, the president telling Axios unconditional surrender could be that the Iranians announce it, but it could also be when they can't fight any longer because they don't have anyone or anything to fight with. The president says he will have to approve Iran's next leader, but he hasn't said how that would happen. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has made this promise.
No nation-building quagmire, no democracy-building exercise.
Tonight, Trump pledging the U.S. and allies will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, making it economically bigger, better, and stronger than ever before, adding, make Iran great again. The White House posting hype videos on their official X account, interspersing images of deadly American attacks with cartoons.
You want to see me do it again?
Action movie clips and video games. Tonight, Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth, who received a Purple Heart after losing both her legs in Iraq, posting, "War is not a video game. 6 Americans are dead and thousands more are at needless risk because of your illegal, unjustified war."
Authorities in Wayne County, Utah say 22-year-old Ivan Miller confessed to killing 3 women in cold blood in a case that's shaken a small community to its core. Police say Miller, who is from Iowa, was traveling through Utah when he hit an elk and totaled his truck. Days later, in need of money and a vehicle, he allegedly killed 86-year-old Margaret Oldroyd and stole her Buick Regal. Telling police he shot her in the back of the head while she was sitting down watching television. But police say after stealing the Buick, he did not like the car and wanted to find a different vehicle. So he parked at this remote trailhead where 65-year-old Linda Dewey and her niece, 34-year-old Natalie Graves, were going hiking. Police say he shot them, stole their Subaru Outback and credit cards, and took off. When their husbands became concerned, they went to the trailhead, found their bodies, and called police, who tracked Miller across 4 states.
Investigators utilized automated license plate readers and integrated vehicle tracking services to monitor the stolen vehicles' movements through southern Utah into northern Arizona and eventually into Colorado.
Miller was taken into custody in Colorado without incident.
When we return, your weather update and more. Stay tuned.
In our lives, there are moments that need to be remembered. Are you hosting a Ramayana Yagya, religious or cultural event or celebration? Would you like to have it aired live on IETV or recorded for playback later? We will air your program on IETV and IE Radio, with your viewers joining locally and internationally. Your family and friends worldwide can view on www.ietvtt.com or listen on ieradiott.com. To make arrangements, call or WhatsApp IETV at 784-9880. Let us record your cherished moments and share it.
Welcome back to IETV's Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast.
In today's weather update, Tuesday, March 10th, was generally partly cloudy and breezy with a few brief showers occurring in some areas, especially during the afternoon hours. Temperatures remained warm with a daytime high near 31 degrees Celsius, while overnight temperatures were expected to settle around 24 degrees. Winds were moderate, blowing from the east-northeast at 15 to 25 kilometers per hour, occasionally gusting higher near showers. Sea conditions were moderate, with waves reaching 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters. Marinas and small craft operators were advised to exercise caution, particularly in choppy areas offshore. Tonight, skies are expected to remain partly cloudy with a few lingering showers, especially along coastal and eastern areas. Conditions will remain mild and breezy, with temperatures dipping to around 24 degrees. Winds will continue from the east-northeast at 15 to 25 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions will remain moderate, with waves around 1.5 to 2 meters, occasionally higher in open waters. Looking ahead to Wednesday, expect partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy conditions with scattered showers, particularly during the late morning and afternoon. It will remain warm and breezy, with temperatures climbing to a high near 31 degrees and a nighttime low around 24. Winds will blow east-northeasterly at 15 to 25 kilometers per hour, with stronger gusts possibly near showers. Seas will be moderate with waves 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas.
Let's take a look at some crime news.
Police arrested 7 persons and seized a firearm along with quantities of ammunition and narcotics during exercises conducted yesterday between the hours of 5 p.m. on March 6th and 9 a.m. on March 7th. Officers of the Northeastern Division Task Force, Mover Criminal Investigations Department, Mover Change Room, Barataria Change Room, and Barataria CID conducted an Operation Steady Guard exercise in the Mover district. During the exercise, officers went to an address at Sawmill Avenue, Barataria, where they searched a man at a residence. During the search, officers found a black 9mm pistol along with 13 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Officers subsequently ascertained that the man was not the holder of a valid firearms user's license. The 30-year-old suspect was arrested and the firearm and ammunition was seized. In an earlier exercise in Maloney Police Station District, a team of officers conducted a search of an open lot of land at Piaco Old Road, Red Hill, Dabadie. Officers discovered a black bag containing 10 rounds of 5.56 ammunition. The items were seized pending further inquiries. Also in the Northern Division, officers attached to the Inter-Ops Unit and Arima CID conducted an intelligence-led roving street check and drug block exercise in several areas of interest, including Sorzano Street, St. Joseph Street, Farfan Street in Arima, Matarita Village, and the Eastern Main Road. During the exercise, 26 stop and search forms were completed and 6 persons were arrested, including a 27-year-old of Crystal Heights, Brazil Village, for possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking with 61 grams. A 27-year-old of Sozano Street, Arima, for possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking with 25.91 grams. A 66-year-old man of no fixed place of abode for possession of drug paraphernalia. A 53-year-old man of no fixed place of abode for possession of cocaine, a 31-year-old man of Cocorite Road, Arima, and a 30-year-old man of Hilltop Drive, Matarita, who were arrested in connection with ongoing inquiries. Finally, in the Port of Spain Division, an Operation Steady Guard exercise was conducted in the areas including St. Barb's, Hamilton Trace, Upper Quarry Circular, Gonzales, and Lower Gonzales. Officers conducted a house search throughout the area and found and seized 110 grams of cannabis, 5 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and 2 rounds of 5.56 ammunition. Investigations into all matters are ongoing.
Recapping the headlines, United States President Donald Trump administration seeks expanded support for Trinidad and Tobago in fight against drug trafficking. A Belmont man, Leandro Miller, wounded in Port of Spain shooting. Chief Personnel Officer Daryl Dindial maintains government's 5% pay offer to police amid ongoing talks. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Micah Dumais. Thank you for joining us.